Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college football, Cincinnati at UCF. We've got a promo code. The code is DOG if you want 15% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. Again, that code is DOG, D-O-G. Cincinnati is favored in this one, -5.5. The total is 63.5. Cincinnati is a perfect 7-0 on the year, 5-2 against the spread. Meanwhile, the Knights come in at 5-2 but 2-5 against the spread. We've got Dan Kaiser joining us to talk about this one. Dan, a lot of people love the Cincinnati team, but then you've got UCF who scores all these points. 44 points a game is their average. So in this clash of two teams that are kind of on the come up in that fringy spot when it comes to, the bigger divisions and the bigger schools, who do you like or what's the play?
Yeah, I find this game very interesting. As you said, you got Cincinnati coming in, they're ranked number 7. They got I don't know, it's 2020. Everything's strange has happened this year. I think they do have a chance to make the playoffs. And they're facing a team that usually every year about this time you're talking about them having an outside chance to make the playoffs in UCF. I mean, Cincinnati, they basically rely on two things this year. They rely on the arm and legs of Desmond Ridder, their quarterback. He's rushed for 469 yards and 9 touchdowns this year. He's passed for over 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. So that's basically their offense. They love running the ball. They have like 3 other running backs that get a lot of carries. And they rely on their defense. Again, it's another big defensive year for the Bearcats and Luke Fickell. Their defense ranks 10th in total defense, 3rd in yards per play. They're 4th in the country in takeaways, and they only give up 12.4 points a game. And they're going to need that defense against UCF. I mean, UCF is just a offensive powerhouse. They score 44 points a game, as you said, over 600 yards of total offense. So you look at Cincinnati, it's all defense, and they'll control the ball on the ground. But UCF, they give up big plays on the ground with that defense. So even though Cincinnati be running the ball, I don't think it'll be like so much of a time-consuming thing. So I'm looking at this game. It's a high number, but I'm looking at this game to go over. I think it's just going to be, one of those offensive shootouts. I think that's probably my favorite game. I'm looking forward to watch this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people are thoroughly enjoying watching this Cincinnati team under Luke Fickell, who's done a great job making the Bearcats not only a contender in their conference, but in the nation as a dark horse contender for the playoff. And I think for me, the key is their defense. You look at the scores and you probably notice the big numbers that the offense is putting up 55-17, 38-10, 49-10, 42-13. But I think the key is those numbers their opponents are throwing up that are in the teens. These are some solid offenses that they've held to small numbers. SMU, Memphis, both of those teams traditionally put up a lot of points on the scoreboard. Memphis is one of those teams that not only scores a lot of points, but runs a lot of plays. When it comes to pace of play, that's usually how they beat opponents. And Cincinnati was able to slow them down, keep them off the field, and stop them from getting first down. So I like Cincinnati in this one. Laying 5.5 points. Yeah, I like Cincinnati here. They've made quick work of some other teams that were offensive juggernauts. So I like that trend to continue here against UCF, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing is, they'll just have to. Dylan Gabriel for UCF, their quarterback, is just the last 4 games has just been on fire, throwing over 400 yards a game, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. So they're gonna have as good as their defense is. They're gonna have their hands full. But I think they will probably win this game, Cincinnati. But I just think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, and like I said, Cincinnati's been scoring quite a bit too. I think their success is based around their defense, but as you mentioned, Desmond Ridder has been an absolute terror to stop for opposing defenses. So I think that's really what makes this Cincinnati team a little different from a couple years, in the past. Is I feel like their defense has always been solid, but Desmond Ridder really gives them another dimension. When it comes to their offense. So it should be a fun one to watch. And Cincinnati's also been pretty good against the number, 5-2 against the spread. They're fun to watch, also make a lot of people happy as bettors. And I'm hoping that continues for me, at least this weekend. That's going to wrap it up for our college football talk here on Picks and Parlays. As always, great stuff from Dan Kaiser. Dan, thanks for joining us.